Okay, welcome back to episode 3 of my Spaceblock 40 stack challenge. Continues to sound like a terrible idea. So last time we expanded from like 4 assemblers doing this stuff to this kind of cacophony, and it's ticked along for a bit. I put a couple of these down because I wanted more stuff. And then trying to figure out how much stuff I can get for the amount of landfill I have. I mean, I've got some amount of things now. I've got some inserters and some stuff like that. But it's even thinking about this stuff, like the rate at which I'm making these guys, which are the strong, fast guys, kind of depends on the rate at which I'm getting the uranium and oil out. And so I think the first thing I'm going to do, actually let's do the other. Like at least mention the math for the other one instead. Like I'm trying to figure out for this 420 bits of landfill, how much can I actually expand this to make sure I'm getting as much as I can out of all the resources I have. And so this little template block here of this one's kind of a better example because it's like at least the right shape. It's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 blocks tall, and then 6 wide for 2 inserters. So this kind of block here is 60 tiles worth of stuff, and it's actually only 1 tile. There's not, I guess, 2 tiles if I'm extending it further. So that means so each stack of which I've got 2 stacks is kind of 3 extensions that are about this size, which is kind of rough. Because the first thing I wanted to do was like, I think if I am extending stuff, I want to extend these as well, because I'm close to, like, it's starting to get back into the daytime, which is why these aren't fully utilized. But these are. Yeah, need to put more of this down. Need to have another one of these here, which means I kind of want to double both the coal and the iron. And I think I'm going to do that by having another thing over here for the iron. But the first thing I'm going to do, because we talked about how important these guys are, is figure out something maybe over here. Okay, I can't squeeze past those things. A thing over here, I guess, which has, that's already kind of suboptimal use of landfill, isn't it? Yeah, because I want more of this stuff, but then I want to do a pattern whereby all these guys, it actually needs to be further down, doesn't it? Because I want to do a pattern where all of those guys are feeding into one chest, so I can have 4 of these things, except it needs to be 1 tile further down. Because otherwise, like, I want to fit one like here. So let's just go ahead and do all of that. Is that going to be... It might actually be slightly more. Yeah, I might do 6 rather than... Okay, no, it's grumble. I might do 6 rather than 4. But you guys all need to start doing your stuff because I want to be able to get the other things out. You can go here, then I need 3 there and 3 there. Okay, so that's going to... I'm now going to increase the rate at which I'm making those guys, which is, the first thing. And I guess these guys don't need to be here anymore, because I will use these ones instead. So this is my little place where I will be making the stuff I need for this, for which I just need iron ore. Okay, so that's going to be, yeah, so that's going to work, I think, reasonably well, at least for a bit. Oh, that's full. That's also a good time. I think I'm not going to need more than 10. Let's go to 20 furnaces and then let's just burn everything else into the landfill, because, you know, why not? I will need and then another piece of pipe. I could be using these inserters for this, but, you know, whatever. Okay, because the next thing I wanted to do was actually 3 thing 10. That's right size, isn't it? I want to do something like this. That's actually better than I planned. Okay, sure. Yeah, I want to expand all of that stuff. I'm going to need more belt. I'm going to need a lot more belt. Fortunately, I'm making things now. And I'm going to need more of these as well. Okay, sure. Let's put the rest of this down and see how... yes, see to what extent I've run out of all the space that I need. That's actually going to be all that I need there, because this one can go here instead. I'm going to need another burner inserter. Okay, so we've just, you know, doubled the size of our power grid, so that's nice. All of this stuff, this might actually be one of the themes. Like every episode we turn around and like just rip up a build that had previously gone in somewhere else in an attempt to automate things better. This will probably go better by the time we have bots and all that stuff, but we also don't have that yet, so, you know, also whatever. Give me those things back. Yeah, because I want to double this stuff. You know, doubling all your builds is a very Factorio thing. I feel pretty good about that. Actually, I should have these guys on here by now. That's apparently how rich I am at this point. I can, in fact, afford to have things on my hotbar, which is kind of nice. Sure. So now we can have... there we go. So we've doubled our coal production, which is nice. Let's get all these guys started. Then we want to do the same thing over here for the iron. So I can again get a decent amount of iron being produced. That also wants to be... right. Yep, okay. Let's get these guys online. And then figure out the inserters later, because... having these guys running is going to be the important thing. That was in the wrong place. Okay. So now we've doubled our iron. I've doubled the coal. These guys are doing this stuff. Can I make more of these? I can have one of those, which is nice. How much landfill do I have? 17. And I kind of even don't feel bad about shift clicking those into just like piles of stuff anymore, because I've got, you know, some amount of stuff happening. Like, do I even want to turn that straight into landfill? Maybe. Anyway, coal's going. Do I want to? I think I do. I think we're going to move this. Because this is going to give me a surplus of iron. Actually, how many more of these things do I have? I can actually do that. And I can spend another 60 of this stuff over here. Doing this stuff. Okay, now we've expanded our iron production even further, so that's nice. Because the thing I'm thinking now is... Okay, other than the fact that I'm going to run out of belt. Other than that... if I do something kind of awful like this... I've now got... automated... I've now got fully automated iron production, which is pretty nice. So those guys are gonna... I mean, this whole thing is a lot like a Covrex setup, in the sense that these guys loop their stuff around until they've got their internal buffers done, and then once they've done that, surpluses will pop out and go into other processes. I still don't actually have a coal buffer. I can put a coal buffer over here. Okay, so I've got my coal buffer again. I'm prioritizing stuff into the power plant, which is fine. Yeah, we have nicely, yeah, you can see like episode happens, stuff ticks over in between. It's fine. Okay, so let's see if we've got enough stuff over here to make any more of these things. And I need iron and copper, both of which I can just grab. So I don't mind taking the stuff off the belt because these guys are internal buffers are already doing a thing. And then I need stone, which I also have. And I've been kind of lucky that, yeah, so now I'm down to needing the uranium. But that's going to give me some more of these guys. What do I want to use this on? I can't use these on the coal. The coal is just going to have to be assemblers. I mean, I still need landfill. But also the plan is to be making landfill out of science rather than directly out of stone. But also I don't really have the landfill to make that work yet, so I'm just gonna, we're just gonna continue to go like this. Except I need two... I need another one of these guys. Cool. So actually, other than the fact that I need to fit in another belt somewhere if I'm going to feed these things with coal rather than hand feed everything all the time, which sounds like a much better idea, I can actually have, I can have another of these. This tile is actually shorter because it's 4 wide here instead of 6 wide. So getting as many of these things as possible sounds like it's going to be a good idea. Can I? Yeah, but it's also just waiting on these things. Oh wow, so our power usage, even in the daytime, I'm using more steam engines and solar panels. Okay, sure. I've got a lot of resources now. I should be like doing stuff with them. This is space I'm confident I will use soon, but I'm not entirely sure what for. Do that. We'll do that. Oh yeah. This is not going to be an effective coal buffer, is it? I actually need to do like the other trick there. The other question is, how much is this actually spitting out? These guys are spitting out 1 every 10 seconds because the recipe is an extra 1 every 5 seconds, and then these guys are simply speed 0.5. So this is still down to 1 every 10 seconds. I don't think, like, do I even have, I have one of these. Okay, cogs, go. Like this terrible number of these. Actually, let's just do some math in the head. 15 units a second is a yellow belt, which is 48 stone furnaces, so I'm looking at about 3 to 1, which means if I have 10 of these things, of which I already have more than 10 of these things, which is making 1 iron ore per second, which is about a 15th of a belt. I need about a 15th of 48 stone furnaces, which is about... So actually, this number here is kind of the right number of stone furnaces for the number of these guys that I have. Interesting. But also then the major throughput issue isn't... Like it's this loop here, in that in order to get a full belt of this stuff out, because this full belt is the amount coming out is for every 1 piece of iron ore that's coming out, there's 5 that's just circulating. So in order for, if this belt here is full, I will need 6 contraptions of this size or whatever size that fills this belt in order to end up with a full belt of iron coming out here, which is, you know, a lot. We kind of expected that to be a lot. Okay. I've got another one of these things. Do I have the long hand inserters for it? Yeah, that's not doing anything. Yeah, I'm gonna keep... I do need another long hand inserter. I'm gonna keep putting these guys on stone. I mean, I'm probably gonna pivot those at some point soon anyway. What was I looking for? This stuff? Yeah, because I did have... I guess I'm kind of happy that I'm closer to fully utilizing those 4 stacks of stuff that I have, and all of this stuff coming out is also just, you know, pretty good. Do I have... I think what I actually should do is turn this into red science, so that I can leverage the improved rates of getting this stuff out and turning it into landfill, because I'm still... Yeah, I can do a block about this size of something, and then not have enough landfill down the other side to be able to do anything else with it. Can... I've already got a bunch of furnaces. Getting more furnaces at a subsequent point will be reasonably easy. I'm just wondering if I can turn this into automated landfill production, and the answer for that is going to be, you know, yes. One of these guys. You're just like cranking through your stuff, sure. The question is it actually worth automating landfill production for these guys? And also, is that going to run into an inserter bottleneck? And it might. Which if I do this, I can need 1 more of these. You'll make it landfill. I need another normal inserter, because you do not need to be fast. And now I've got a box, you know, I'll eventually have a box of landfill. If I can get... I cannot make another one of those guys yet. But I can have this other style of landfill based on this red science recipe, which is a little bit faster. And then these guys are probably... These guys are giving me some amount of stuff, which I'm, you know, kind of fine with. These guys are also giving me... So we can almost automate a bunch of this stuff. The thing I'm actually still short on is still just landfill, which I did just automate better, so I think I'm okay with that. Let's try not to mess this up as much. There we go. Something like that. Do I have... Because I need these guys making cogs. Yeah, I need another one of these guys making cogs. Let's just... Sure. Because I want to fit this guy in somewhere without... Let's not be making the red science myself, because I got these guys making red science. Yeah, need someone making the cogs. Because I've got... This is going to be what? This is some tiny fraction of half a belt of stuff. If I had... Yeah, things I'm just super low on space now. And that's actually also the thing I need, which is... a situation I think I'm okay with. Coal is, you know, still fine. Oh yeah, because you guys wanted to keep doing stuff. Yeah, what is... We've expanded the coal. Power plant is probably fine. Haven't actually looked at rates of coal usage yet. Hopefully that's enough coal. I mean, if it's not, then I'll notice that this is starting to dry up, so, you know, that'll be fine. What do you want? Do you want to be making me chips? I think you're okay for that at the moment, aren't you? Automating grid science would be cool, because that's kind of an important thing to do. Like, we're like 2 hours in. We haven't actually automated any grid science yet. And we're kind of dependent on a landfill at this point, I think. Because somewhere I've got to get more copper in. And if I'm automating this into grid science, then I need... Cool, so that's, you know, a bit more landfill. If I'm automating all of this stuff into grid science, then somewhere I need to be bringing in copper as well as the iron, and then I also need to be somehow, if I am using these furnaces, pushing more coal into these things, more coal down the outside of these things to refuel these furnaces, which means this needs to move as well, which I'm also kind of okay with. Let's get... There we go. Let's keep doing this stuff. Yeah, automating, hand-fed grid science for landfill is a bit of a thing, isn't it? And then I'm short on iron ore, which is a problem I can solve. Because this will give me, actually not that one, will it? And then I need more uranium again, okay, sure. So maybe I also need to expand this stuff. That's quite possibly a thing. This is just accumulated usage, isn't it? It's not accumulated charge. Oh well. But it looks like I can expand that because all of this is... Yeah, sure. Because the thing I'm wondering about is, do I actually need these guys on stone? Because if I can get enough space to automate this grid science... which I'm still kind of struggling for, but sure. don't actually need any of this on me at the moment at all, do I? And similarly, I can kind of ignore all of this stuff for the moment. That can go back there. These bottles of stuff can go back over there. Tidy up the inventory. Oh, I've got enough for another one of these guys. Cool. That means I also need, you know, another 2 long head inserters, for which I do not have. Oh wait, I had something making cogs. Do not be bothering to do those myself, because now I've got cogs. Yeah. Okay, so that's all sped up a bit. Still not actually convinced that that's what I want to be using those guys on. But... okay, making the landfill. Yeah, because the thing is, if I'm making landfill via this red science pattern, I don't actually need... I don't need stone for landfill at all, but I need the landfill to be able to create... yeah, I need the landfill to be able to make this space over here to automate the red science to make landfill to free these things from the expensive task of doing landfill. Yeah, all a bit of a mess. Use up those guys again. The thing I'm thinking now is... yeah, I think I'm gonna make another one of these guys down here as well. Because this is the stuff that makes these, which frees up this space, and I think that's actually going to be a decent use of this space. So we'll need another 5 of those, and then another 5 of those. Got 2 boxes. Yeah, and we'll try to be efficient with this space. That's one there, one there, one there, and then these 2 guys again in the middle bit. Yeah, so this should help us get more of those nice fast furnaces. Because there are 2 things I'm thinking about here. One is, okay, so the coal is actually done, in the sense that these coals are actually built up. Okay, so we do actually need a buffer for that coal. Okay, that's a nice thing to know. How am I going to fit this in is the next question, and I think it's going to go like that. This one wants to go the other way because I want to prioritize it. Cool, running out of belts. This was always going to happen, really, wasn't it? Not there. Okay, because now I can put these guys back. And other than the fact that I'm running myself out of space, like the power grid wants to extend here, like this is where the power grid wants to go. It's just not at the moment. We've already expanded into that space, and these guys are already at night, nearly maxed out. So I kind of need to expand this stuff. 31, so I can have... then I'm actually on my landfill. Yeah, kind of need... to expand this bit of power grid before I actually build anything else. Although, getting more of these style furnaces online, like replacing all of these things with these furnaces, will mean a couple of things. Number one, I can reduce the power usage of all of these guys because they won't exist, because there'll be these other non-electricity powered furnaces. And two, I can expand this stuff like another 3... I could even expand that another 4 spaces if I get rid of the copper. So I can have... yeah, I can double the size of the coal again, which is fine, because I'm kind of planning on doubling the power plant again. You know, those guys are all doing nice stuff. And may as well fill these guys up as well. Yeah, lots of hand feeding. You know, some things have been automated. Those guys are just kicking along. Should I do have 4. I should have... yeah, we are now down to the part where I have in fact used all of the landfill, and now I need to be optimally using the space, because I cannot actually physically expand anymore without, you know, all of my subsequent expansion is what I get from making landfill myself. I've used up the initial allocation of everything being given to you and easy. I do have a lot of stuff though, which is nice. So I can put this here. Okay, so the fact that I have a lot of stuff means that I should in fact be using the red science. Yeah, I should be using the red science to make my landfill. Pivot these guys away from stone, because I probably don't need a whole lot of stone at the moment. Pivot the landfill production into the red science manner of producing landfill. Because and even, yeah, that... I mean, I'm still in a position where I just need to do everything again. I need to expand the coal, I need to expand the power grid. This I'm kind of happy with, because, you know, what are my other options? These style of furnaces can probably go for stone, just completely disappear for stone. Upgrade all of these things, move all of this so that there's a way to get coal in as well, expand coal as well. All of that needs landfill, is the problem. Can I, with this, would that work? I'm wondering now about having one side of this be iron and the other side be copper. And I think this filter, like, this bit here wouldn't work. I would have to filter it again there. But I think everything would stay on its own side, and that would actually work. Which means I could get, with these stone furnaces, decent amounts of both iron and copper on this guy in the space that I've already got. Which means all of this can go, and I can expand the coal. And then I need to just, over here, continue to do this stuff. Yeah. Then over here, I will need to filter this differently. Actually, all of this will need to move anyway, because I've got to get the fuel in for these guys. For which I'm going to need one of those. I know I need these, so let's do that now. One of those, 2 of these, some of those. Yeah, then I'm gonna need... oh, I took those, took it away. I'm probably still gonna need coils for more chips. It's gonna be a thing. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan. Not yet, because copper. Because iron, I'm kind of enjoying being short of... Okay, now I'm down to being short of uranium, or again, sure. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan, and I think I might think about enacting that next time. Sit around and collect a bunch of more resources, and finish off all of this silly handcrafting nonsense. But other than that... and other than this kind of stuff... Actually, short on cogs. You have kind of more cogs than you need. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that might be a way of fitting... Because each of these guys is worth 3 of these. So even if I were to stop doing this now... The thing is, what I kind of expect to happen... I had these ones as well, I forgot about this. What I kind of expect to happen is to rip out all this stuff, start replacing these things, and then discover that I don't actually have enough landfill to make all of that work. I mean, to start, I would need an extra 2 landfill on all the way across here. Even if I'm hand feeding these, that will be the space that I want to move all of these guys into to do this mixed. Probably should have been doing cogs again. Yeah, to do this kind of mixed pattern. Yeah, then figure out I'm gonna need another splitter as well, aren't I? Yeah, because the fueling thing is a piece of automation I would like to not have to deal with. Not yet, because copper, okay. Yeah, I think that's going to have to be the next thing. We'll work on... That coal buffer's going to have to go somewhere else as well. I guess the coal buffer can just go, like, here, when all of these guys move. Yeah. So, I mean, we've expanded a little bit more. I mean, we're 3 episodes in and the base is still this size. This is possibly even... I think this is probably a worse rate of expansion than the Death World. The Marathon Death World. But then again, this will probably get easier. We won't have to, like, there are no biters around at all. We can just keep expanding. We can just pour all the resources we have into expansion. And then maybe next time we get to a point, maybe we even expand this out that way. 28, 19, 28, yeah. Yeah, maybe this is... I think that's going to be a decent plan. I think we'll, like, all of this will have to move. We'll see if we can get some more of these furnaces. All of this here will get replaced with coal, because it already looks like we're kind of running down the coal, and we've got, like, a little... only a very small buffer. Running down all that coal might be a bit of a problem. Yeah, then we might actually get to a point where we can think about automating some science badly, and like actually having stuff fed from a belt into our science rather than rather than this kind of hand-fed contraption, but it's still going to be a bit of a mess down here, but that was kind of always going to be the case anyway. But yeah, I think that's going to be where we'll leave it, and I'll just, like, you guys can go and watch something else, and I'll just, like, sit here and watch this and wonder about exactly how much landfill I need to make the rest of the smelting. That sounds like it's going to be a plan. Yeah. Just more of that stuff, I guess. Yeah, sure.